Alright guys, today I'm going to be changing the crank seals on our motor here. I'm going to try to get the flywheel off. Unfortunately, when I took the motor out and sat it on the floor off camera, the clutch just fell off on its own. So I don't get to make a video of pulling the clutch off now, but the good news is I haven't bought the puller yet, so that saves me some money. So, first thing to do is to find you a 24mm socket and take off the nut. Using my handy dandy earthquake impact gun from Harbor Freight, I'm going to try to get this nut off. And hopefully the crank doesn't spin. Actually, that was really easy. My guess is this thing's been rebuilt sometime in the very recent past, just from looking at everything, how everything's resealed with new sealant and stuff like that. I have no idea what state the crank seals are in, so my idea is if I'm going to go through all the effort to tear it down to look at them, I'm just going to change them. What I'm going to use to try to get this off, hopefully it's not seized on the shaft, is I just have a brass mallet. So I'm just going to lightly tap on it. I don't want to use a steel hammer because I don't want to damage the flywheel. And wow, that actually came off fairly easily. Ugh, that is dirty. Look at that. Gross. I'm going to have to clean that up. Oh, look at this. Hang on. I'm going to have to take this thing off the tripod. Oh, yum. She's been in there a long time. Either that or they went mud bogging in this thing, which actually does sound kind of fun. Wow. That is greasy, oily, compacted disgustingness. Wow. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to the store. I'm going to get a can of electronic contact cleaner. I'm going to hose this thing down, and once I get this thing cleaned up, I'll take it out, and we'll see about looking at that seal. It took a whole can of cleaner, but I got it. Can hardly even recognize it. Man, with all that stuff caked up on there, I'm going to guess that that seal's not doing too good. Even if it looks fine, that grit cannot be good for that seal. So, I'm going to put you back on the tripod and we're going to get these screws loose and I'm going to try to remove this plate. But first, I think I need to scratch in some marks. Make sure we have some really good witness marks for exactly where the timing was. It looks like it's just a little off center, but I'm going to go ahead and mark it. Alright, and for these big bolts that go into the casting of the block, I usually like to put a screwdriver on there and just give it a quick whack with a mallet, just to try to shake them loose a little bit. And always make sure you have a screwdriver that fits the screw. I'm using a P2 on these, and it's a really new one, so it's not worn down or anything. So we are going to... There we go. That actually wasn't too bad. Usually it'll make a loud click or a snap or something. Pull this one off real quick, see if it even has a witness mark. No. And there's more dirt underneath it. Yummy. I don't want that in my threads. Just using a metal pick, I'm going to go around the washer underneath the screw and create a very distinct witness mark, so I know exactly where it went. Because this doesn't look like it's terribly fun to adjust the timing after you've put it back together. So let's just get it right the first time. That was a very distinct mark. I don't have to worry about losing the position that it was in. I'm pretty sure this is going to be very gross behind here. So, probably have to go outside and use the other can of cleaner. Feed the wire through the grommet on the block, kind of as I pull it off. Oh, yum. That looks like it has had diarrhea. Yeah, that seal has definitely seen better days. I actually see where it has actually worn through it a little bit. Yeah, this was a good choice. So I'm actually going to, I guess I'm going to pull the wires through the grommet, take this off, clean it, and we're going to get started on pulling the old seals out, which could be worse, but I mean it could be a lot easier too. So be right back. Alright, now that we have all the dirt out of the way, you can clearly see this ring that's been worn in the outside of the seal. Now, I mean, it could very well still be sealing, but probably not too well. The face of it's ate off, but looks like the lip that actually seals to the shaft is intact. But you don't know how much that grit made it in between the shaft and the lip of the seal, so it could be all gouged out. So this is what the new one looks like. If you look at it, you can see just exactly how much of it has been removed. Pretty much this entire textured surface with the part number is gone completely. It's just worn smooth by just decades of churning, swirling dirt. So this is how thick they are. It just pops right into the side of the motor up against the bearing. So you pretty much use your creativity to get it out. Some people say you can run some screws into them and back them out, but I don't like to do that because you run the risk of introducing metal shavings into the crank bearings, which is not good. So I'm just going to try to pry it out with a screwdriver. Pretty much my thinking is I could probably come in here with a screwdriver and a hammer and just try to just deform it until it lets go. I can also try to heat the casting around it. Not too much because it is cast aluminum. But I can just heat it up enough to where it might, you know, loosen the grip of the rubber and the metal. Over time they will actually kind of stick together. So I'm not going to try to heat it up too terribly hot, just enough where there's a little less friction between them. Now that might not do anything, or it might help, we don't know. So take my hammer, pound the screwdriver into the seal, and I'm going to start working my way around the seal, trying to pry it out. I don't want to gouge the surface that you want to seal up against, so I'm going to hammer inwards. Actually, the seal's actually twisted in the hole now. I might be able to pop it loose. Alright, that's it. It's definitely ruined now, but oh yeah, there's a ton of dirt and grit in here. This seal was done, dude. There's no way. It's all gouged out on the inside. That was totally ruined. Now I'm gonna need to clean up the surface it seals up against, because it doesn't really do any good to put a new seal on top of dirt. So I will just take a shop towel and what's left of my electronics cleaner, because it really does help lift the dirt off of the surface. Plus, if it gets in the motor, this stuff will burn off. All the way up in there, all the way around. I can actually see the groove where it's been sealing. It's a good idea to go ahead and grease the inner wall of it. Not necessarily the outside wall, because you don't want it to pop out. Alright, I just grabbed some dielectric grease. It's just bulb grease. Just something light that you can just kind of put on the shaft. As soon as I run the motor, this stuff will go away. Just want to keep from ripping the seal during installation. And like I said, you don't really want to grease the outside. That has to be dry fit. I'm trying to get that burr that's right there. Rid of any burrs all the way around the lip, because those will make your life a living hell when you're trying to put this back in. As long as it's good and smooth, you're good to go. Now, it's important when you're installing this to make sure it stays flat with the hole. If it starts to cock, you're going to bend it, you're going to tweak it, and you're going to have to order another one. So it has to be installed completely flat. Just kind of push it into place. I usually just use a wooden dowel rod, and I'll use my mallet again. You know what? I will actually change out my brass mallet for a wooden one, just because I really don't want to hurt this seal. Just tap it in, little on one side, little on the other, top, bottom, right, left, right, and it will start to seat perfectly flat. Just take your time, don't get in a rush. You got this far, don't mess it up. It's in. As you can see, completely seated all the way around. No rips, no tears, no deformities in it. I can now put the stator back in, the flywheel, and for all intents and purposes, this side is ready to go. Alright, getting this cover off is going to be kind of the same drill as before, starting with the Phillips. You can take your screwdriver and your mallet and pound it, try to shake it loose, and it may or may not come loose. In this case it did not. You can also heat the casting to also try to break it loose. Again, don't heat it too much. Get as much dirt out of that screw as I can. Oh, yum. Funny thing is, this is after cleaning it. There we go. I don't want to lose track of this screw because this goes on this side. So I'll set that under the golf cart. Then we need to figure out the size of this. It looks like there are two different sizes. Probably a 10 and an 11. Yep, 10. Wow, is it a 12? Yes, it is. Alright. Start with 10s, I guess. Man, that's dirty. I'm going to make sure that they're all the same length, and they're not, so I'm going to need to lay them on the floor in the order they came out. Short one on the bottom, long one on the top. I've never had this cover off, so you're learning the same time I am. Take our wooden mallet, Pretty sure this is going to have some pins or something. Yeah, this is probably going to have pins. Try to get some cleaner in between to try to grease the wheels here. And success. Wow, that's pretty dirty. Well, I guess I only saved half the gasket. Alright. Probably have to use some silicone when I put that back on. As much as I hate to do it. Drive gear, I'm guessing for the oil pump. Which I'm not going to be using the oil pump anymore. Next, you're going to want to remove the ring clip off of the oil pump gear. These are my backup ring clip pliers. Apparently I loaned my good ones to somebody and they have taken off with them. So, yay. Try to get this off. Seems fairly worn out as well. Gross. Of course, we already knew the oil pump was bad, so it's moving, but slowly. There it goes. Sitting on a post. There we go. Look at that. Now we can really get that thing out of there. Ah, there she is. And again, this was really full of grime on the inner seal. So that was shot. It wasn't doing its job. I can inspect the bearing now. Make sure it's doing okay. Get a new shop towel for this side. I am not reusing that old grimy one from the other side. This actually looks like you can change the crank bearings without splitting the case. You can also use a little bit of two-stroke oil. Heck, I even think you can use Vaseline. I think Vaseline would work pretty dang good. Remembering not to oil the outside, even though it sounds like a great idea. I'm wondering if I can get this pin out of my way, because it's going to make it kind of difficult to install the new seal. I'm going to go ahead and push all the way around just to get the seal started. And then using the wooden mallet again and my wooden dowel, slowly working my way around the seal until it seats. This pump and everything is just disgusting, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and then I'm going to throw everything back together. So this concludes the video on how to change the crank seals. Pretty much, when you put it back together, just do all the steps in reverse and you'll be just fine. Alright, that's it for this video. Give me a thumbs up if it was informative at all, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.